Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello friends, how are you today? I hope all of you are always in good condition. By the way, do you ever have any difficulties doing presentation in English? Don't worry, I will tell you how to do it properly. Check it out. First, opening a presentation. We can use the following common phrases. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for your coming here today.
The implementation is
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for your coming here today. Second, introducing team members. We can use the following common phrases. Before starting this presentation, let me introduce myself and my group. I am your name, and here are my partners. This is your friend's name. The one next to him or her is your friend's name, and the last is your friend's name.
the implementation is
Before starting this presentation, let me introduce myself and my group. I am Putri, and here are my partner. This is Anggi, the one next to her is Juan, and the last is Hanung.
Third, giving overview of the materials. We can use the following common phrases. In this presentation, we will discuss about the implementation is.
In this presentation, we will discuss about introduction to computer networks.
Fourth, bridging the presentation. We can use the following common phrases. The first chapter is about that we will be presented by. The second chapter is about that will be presented by. The third chapter is about that will be presented by. The implementation is.
The first chapter is about definition of computer network that will be presented by me. The second chapter is about history of computer network that will be presented by Putri. The third chapter is about type of computer network that will be presented by Juan. And fourth chapter is about benefit of computer network that will be presented by Hanung.
5. Giving signal that the presentation has ended. We can use the following common phrases. That is all about our presentation. The implementation is.
That is all about our presentation that will be continued for the next session.
Inviting audience for a Q&A section. Common phrase. Now we turn to question and answer section. Perhaps any question from audience. The implementation is. Now we turn to question and answer section. Perhaps any question about computer network from audience. The next is answering audience question. Common phrase. I would like to answer the question from blah blah blah. It's about blah blah blah. The implementation is. I would like to answer the question from Putri. It's about difference between LAN and WAN.
The last closing of presentation. Common phrase. If there is no more question, I think it's enough for the Q&A section. Thank you so much everyone for the active participation in this discussion. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The implementation is. There is no more question. I think it's enough for the Q&A section. Thank you so much everyone for active participation in this discussion. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
So these are the example and uses of express in English presentation. Next, we will show you how to make a full presentation using English. from the beginning until the end. Check it out.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for your coming here today. Before starting this presentation, let me introduce myself and my group. I am Putri and here are my partner. This is Anggi, the one next to her is Juan and the last is Hanung. In this presentation, we will discuss about user interface. The first chapter is about definition of user interface or UI that will be presented by Juan. The second chapter is about the importance of UI that will be presented by me. The third chapter is about UI and UX that will be presented by Anggi. And fourth chapter is about types and examples of UI that will be presented by Hanung. Let's start the presentation from chapter number 1.
Definition. What is user interface? The user interface or UI is the point at which human user interact with a computer, website or application. The goal of effective UI is to make the user experience easy and intuitive, requiring minimum effort on the user's part to receive maximum desired outcome.
Next, we move to second chapter. The importance of UI. Why is user interface important? UI is important to meet user expectation and support the effective functionality of your site. Here are the most important overarching elements of a great UI. First, information architecture. Components of information architecture include three main types of organizational structures. First, hierarchical level of importance. Second, sequential logical order of steps. Third, matrix, in which the user chooses the organization of the content they see. Second, interactive design. Element of interactive design aim to turn passive readers into active participants by presenting instances of user input. Third, visual design. Effective design utilizes color, contrast, font, video, and photo elements to attract visitors and make it easy for them to read and work with the content. Next, we move to third chapters. UI versus UX. What is the difference between user interface and user experience? User interface and user experience are related and equally important to the execution of a project, but the specifics differ. The main difference between UX and UI are: 1. UX revolves around the purpose and functionality of the product, while UI focuses on the quality of the user's interaction with the product. 2. UX involves components such as market research and identifying user needs, while UI has more artistic design component relating to the look and feel to the user experience. UX focus on overall project management from ideation through development and delivery, while UI more specifically focus on the design of the finished product. We move to fourth chapters.
Types of UI. Types of UI. First, graphic user interface atau GUI. Second, command line interface. Next, natural language user interface. Next, touch user interface. Last, Voice user interface. Example of UI. First, PayPal. Second, Gojek. Third, Google.
That is all about our presentation. Then it will be continued for the next session. Now, we turn to question and answer section. Perhaps any question about user interface from audience?
I have a question. What are the tips for creating a good user interface?
I would like to answer the question from Juan is about tips for creating a good UI. First, be mindful of contrast, making sure there is simplicity and sufficient contrast between text and background colors makes reading much easier. Second, design for responsiveness. A website should always be adaptable to the screen it's being viewed on, whether it's a 7-inch mobile phone or a 17-inch TV. Third, experiment and focus. Fourth, keep it consistent. Pick a design and stick with it throughout the project. Each page of the site should be laid out the same way to avoid any confusion or frustration in the user's experience.
Any more question?
No, it's not.
No, it's enough.
If there is no more question, I think it's enough for the Q&A section. Thank you so much everyone for your attention and for your active participation in this discussion. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.